I want to take you on a journey not just through Carl Jung's life and ideas, but through something that connects all of us, whether we realize it or not: synchronicity. This idea has fascinated me for years, and I've tested it in my own life, putting it to work in ways that have been both humbling and mind-blowing. My hope tonight is that you leave here not only understanding synchronicity but also realizing that it's not something that just happens to you, it's something you create. It's yours. Let's start with Carl Jung. He was born in 1875 in Switzerland, a psychiatrist who challenged traditional psychology and opened doors to the mysterious connections between our minds and the world around us. Jung is the reason we have terms like the collective unconscious, archetypes, and, of course, synchronicity, what he called meaningful coincidences. These are moments where things line up so perfectly, they leave you wondering if the universe is speaking directly to you. Jung didn't think these events were random. He believed they were connected to our inner world, revealing the deeper truths about ourselves. One of the most famous examples of synchronicity in Jung's own life happened during a therapy session. A woman he was working with was describing a dream she'd had about a golden scarab beetle. As she spoke, Jung heard a tapping on the window. He opened it, and a beetle, remarkably similar to the one in her dream, flew into the room. This wasn't just a coincidence. It was a moment that broke through the ordinary and made both Jung and the woman feel like something far greater was at work. It gave her a breakthrough, a shift in her psyche that logic alone couldn't achieve. Stories like this give me goosebumps, but they also make me reflect on my own experiences. I've had moments like this too, and maybe you have as well. Let me share one with you. There was a time when I was deeply questioning the direction of my life. I was struggling with purpose, feeling lost. Then one night, I had a dream about a specific phrase: "You are your destiny." The next morning, that exact phrase appeared in a random article I came across. Then I saw it again on a billboard I'd never noticed before. It felt impossible to ignore. And the truth is, I didn't find those words, they found me. Or rather, a deeper part of me created those moments to remind me of something I already knew but had forgotten. At first, synchronicities can feel magical, like the universe is winking at you. But as I started to study them, I realized something even more profound. These moments aren't random acts of magic, they're reflections of us. They're mirrors. Jung believed that synchronicities happen when there's alignment between our conscious mind and our unconscious mind, and I've found that to be true. When I'm in tune with myself, these moments flow effortlessly. But when I'm out of alignment, when I'm ignoring my intuition or fighting against myself, they seem to disappear. Think about it for a moment. Have you ever been thinking about someone, and they text you out of the blue? Or had a dream that somehow became reality? These aren't just random events. They're clues. They're breadcrumbs that lead you back to yourself. They're saying, pay attention. You're more connected to life than you think. I'll be honest with you. When I first started noticing synchronicities, I questioned everything. Was this all just my imagination? Was I reading too much into things? But the more I paid attention, the more undeniable it became. I've had moments where the timing was so perfect, it left me speechless. For example, once, during a really difficult time, I was journaling about wanting clarity. I wrote, "Show me a sign that I'm on the right path." The very next day, a total stranger stopped me and said, "I don't know why, but I feel like I need to tell you you're exactly where you're supposed to be." I remember standing there, frozen, thinking, how could they possibly know? The answer: they didn't know. But I did. Somewhere inside, I already knew I was on the right path, and that synchronicity showed up to reflect that back to me. It was my own inner knowing creating that moment. And that's what I want you to take away from this tonight. The synchronicities you experience aren't just happening to you. They're coming from you. Jung taught us that synchronicities are windows into the interconnectedness of everything. He believed that we're not separate from the world, we're woven into it, and it's woven into us. When you start to realize this, life feels less like a series of random events and more like a conversation, a constant dialogue between your inner world and the outer one. So, how do you tap into this? How do you create synchronicities in your life? The first step is to pay attention. Notice the patterns, the moments that make you pause. But more importantly, turn inward. What are you feeling? What are you focusing on? Synchronicities often show up when we're in alignment, when we're open to the flow of life rather than resisting it. And sometimes, they're there to guide us back to that alignment when we've wandered off course. I encourage you to think back to a moment in your life when everything seemed to click, when something happened that felt too perfect to be random. Maybe it was meeting someone at exactly the right time or hearing a song that answered a question you didn't even know you were asking. Whatever it was, that moment wasn't just life happening to you. It was life happening with you. The beauty of synchronicity is that it reminds us we're not alone. It shows us that life is always communicating with us, reflecting our thoughts, feelings, and intentions. And the more you trust this connection, the more you'll see it in action. Thank you for letting me share this with you tonight. My hope is that the next time you experience one of these moments, you'll pause, reflect, and realize that you're not just a passenger in life, you're the creator. Everything you seek is already within you, and life is simply reflecting it back. It always has been, and it always will be. If you've found value in what I've shared tonight, I'd love for you to join me on this journey of self-discovery and connection. Like and subscribe to stay connected, because there's so much more to explore together: stories, insights, and tools to help you recognize the power you already have within. Let's keep growing, learning, and creating synchronicities together. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.